Welcome to Copilots, the podcast where we watch not just the first episode of a show,
but also the second. Some shows don't have the best pilot episode, and giving it a second chance might just change your mind.
Here, we take that chance for you and let you know our opinion on if a show deserves more than one shot.
I'm Justice. Alongside me is my co-pilot Josh. Now, let's get ready for takeoff. Your in-flight entertainment this time will be Ash vs. Evil Dead.
I'm actually so proud that you got that name right on the first take. Because every time I go to say it, I can say The Evil Dead. When I know
it throws me off every fucking time, but I was like, it's not, there's no the.
There is no the. It's Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is, I guess, part 2 of our Horrortober, our Halloween, which we didn't actually talk about last time, but it's October. Last episode we reviewed the Alien movie spin-off TV show, Alien Earth.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, Alien is a sci-fi horror movie.
It is indeed.
And so to keep with the theming, we're reviewing another horror movie spin-off.
We are.
Reviewing the spin-off of the movie Army of Darkness.
Nope, can't do that.
What? Why not?
Don't have the rights.
Oh.
We obviously don't have the rights, but neither do the creators of Ash vs. Evil Dead.
We're reviewing the spin-off of Army of Darkness 2?
No.
Evil Dead remake.
I mean, I guess maybe technically the remakes would still have to involve the initial rights, so...
Evil Dead 2?
No, Evil Dead 3, the one that's supposed to come out in 2026.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Evil Dead Burn or something?
Oh, nifty. Mm-hmm. Is Bruce Campbell back?
No, I think it's part of the remakes.
I'm really sad. I love Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell's fucking great.
No, this is technically just a spin-off to the first Evil Dead movie.
And the second.
They can't actually reference Army of Darkness at all.
Because Sam Raimi does not have the rights to it.
Even though Army of Darkness is potentially the best movie in the series.
It's so fucking good. I love Army of Darkness.
If Army of Darkness isn't the best movie in the series, then the spin-off movie called My Name is Bruce is the best movie in the series.
Yeah, My Name is Bruce is good. Though I don't think that one's considered canon.
No, it's like I said, it's a spin-off because it's about Bruce Campbell, the actor, not Ash.
Though I did just check something out of curiosity. So it's the Evil Dead franchise.
Yeah.
Not the Evil Dead, it's Evil Dead franchise. The first movie is called The Evil Dead.
With the the?
With the the.
Okay.
The second movie is just Evil Dead. Evil Dead 2. But the first one, from what I've seen, is listed as the, in like the posters and stuff I was seeing for it. But then like Wikipedia is just referring to it as Evil Dead. I don't know, man.
It is weird, and it makes the title of this TV show feel weird.
Yeah.
Ash versus Evil Dead. Anyways, the movie opens... The show opens with Bruce Campbell reprising his role as Ashley Williams.
Yes, and he is suiting up.
Who is the final boy from the first movie? Because there wasn't a final girl in that movie?
No. But he is suiting up, by which I mean we see him tightening a like leather strap and things down. It's very much the vibe of when he's putting the chainsaw on his wrists.
He's putting on a leather corset so he can go hook up at a bar.
Yep. It starts with a great action shot and you're like, oh shit, he just go and fight more Deadites now? Are we jumping right into the action?
There's also a banger song playing this entire time about being a space trucker, and I'm like, this song is so good. Yeah. The music in this show is very good.
I would agree.
But this is the anniversary of the events of Evil Dead. It's been 30 years since that movie happened in the canon of this show.
Yeah.
And so Ash goes to a bar. He gets there, and he sits down, and the bartender's like, last call in 10 minutes. And Ash is like, cool,
oh, I know.
I'm not here for that.
Yeah. And he orders himself a Moscow Mule and then 2 drinks of whatever the singular woman at the bar is having.
And then he proceeds to like hit on her and then tell her a story about how he lost his hand saving a child from a train.
Yeah, if you are unaware, Ash Campbell, yes, Ash Campbell, they are one person. Bruce Campbell is Ash, and he can never escape it.
Ashley Williams
lost his hand in the first Evil Dead movie, and in this, he now has a rosewood replacement.
Yeah, because he did have a metal hand as his replacement.
A living metal hand that he got in Army of Darkness, and it was fucking dope.
And then later, a chainsaw hand, or prior?
The chainsaw hand was prior,
yeah,
and it was still in Army of Darkness. He did use it there, too.
I love the chainsaw hand. It's so camp and so ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
But, like...
I honestly think, like, the epitome of, like, how the chainsaw is used in Evil Dead 2, and even in Army of Darkness is part of what made chainsaw, like, so popular of a weapon and things. Like, and the way it is stylistically used, I think you can see some reflections in, like, Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, 100%. I was watching this first episode, and when we get to the trailer park fight scene, I went, oh yeah, Chainsaw Man definitely took some vibes from this.
I think you have to take vibes from fucking Evil Dead if you are wielding a chainsaw in any stylistic manner.
And also I'm going to say...
Because it just, like, hit the epitome of what it means to use a chainsaw like a badass.
And I'm also going to say this with, like, no justification for this sentence, but it feels to me like Sam Raimi would be incredibly popular in Japan.
I think it's obviously because of his overly stylistic choices in some of his things.
Like I said, I have no basis for that sentence, and I could be completely wrong, but it feels like as a director, he'd be very over in Japan.
I'd buy it.
And also, Bruce Campbell is over everywhere. That man is like
Bruce Campbell's
a treasure.
He's like the main reason I ever watched Burn Notice.
He is definitely a reason to watch Burn Notice.
He's like literally the only reason I really watched Burn Notice.
It's a good thing they never wrote him off. In fact, they gave him a spin-off movie.
Yeah, they did.
Bruce Campbell's amazing, guys.
But he successfully seduces, pick-up artist bullshit style, but seduces this woman. They hook up in the bathroom, and as they're hooking up, she turns into a Deadite.
She's possessed by a demon. She doesn't turn into a Deadite because a Deadite would imply that she's always been a Deadite.
Yeah. But her face now looks like a Deadite face. She's possessed. It's kind of how Deadites work.
Or rather, not always been a Deadite, but is perpetually a Deadite from this moment on.
Yes, though arguably it's entirely possible that she is not possessed by a Deadite. Instead, Ash is just seeing things because we do know that the evil can just make you see stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
So. And the Deadite is just like, I'm going to refer to it as a Deadite because the Deadites are his common enemy of the evil. Is just like, we're coming for you. We're back and we're going to come for you. You're doomed.
I think technically it would be a Kandarian.
Yes, they're Kandarians, yes.
But he freaks out, stops having sex with this woman, and she's like, what? What? He's like, something just happened that hasn't happened to me in 30 years.
Yep.
And
he's like, I gotta go. And she's like, really?
He's like, I guess I could finish. And then we cut to him returning back to the trailer park.
Mossy Haven?
Yep.
And he is like, okay, I'm going to get the fuck out of here. I'm going to get my paycheck from work and I'm going to get the fuck out of here.
Wait, is this the flashback scene where he's like trying to figure out how?
Yes, he's kind of stumbling around in his trailer trying to get things organized so he can get the fuck out, but he's also like, what the fuck even happened? So he goes to a chest he keeps in his room and opens it, and inside is the Necronomicon Ex-Mortis.
The Book of the Dead?
Yes. And he's like, yeah, okay, it's still there. And then he notices something sticking up out of the top of it.
A plastic Ziploc bag.
Filled with the remains of drugs.
There's like 2 whole joints left in that bag.
Yep.
The fact that he just forgot about 2 whole joints is like wildly upsetting to me.
But then we triggered the flashback because he just remembered. And to be fair, that bag was completely full of joints and other things.
And him and this woman that he was hooking up with, she's like, she has a tattoo of a French poem on her wrist, and
he notices, and he's like, "What's that?" And she's like, "Oh, it's French."
I mean, I'm really into poems. That shit gets me off. And he's like, "It's not French." But he digs around in the chest, pulls out the Necronomicon Ex-Mortis. He's like, "But you got to get a load of this.
It's made of flesh, of human flesh. It's written in blood."
And then they recite a spell from the Necronomicon Ex-Mortis.
Yep.
Because over the course of 30 years, Ash has learned nothing.
Yep.
But then we get a cut to a pair of
cops,
Michigan State Police, special agents, investigating a creepy house. And I want you to know, the first 2 minutes of them investigating this creepy house is the best Resident Evil movie ever made.
I thought the same thing. The moment they hit that fucking canted angle, and she's like, "You take the front, I'll go around the back."
She's
and
walking
she starts
through
to walk
that
off.
hallway.
Yeah, they cant the fucking camera. They hit a judge angle perfectly, and it's like, this is a third-person RE camera.
I was watching this, and I went, how is this the best Resident Evil movie ever made? And it's only 2 minutes of them in this house.
I had the same thought. I literally had the exact same thought. I was going to mention the same fucking thing.
We didn't watch the show together like
we
normal.
Did not.
Like, I was watching it, I was like, the music, the like camera work, the way the house looks, like, why is this?
Even after we hit that canted angle initially, as she starts walking and gets closer to the camera, we change from that angle because obviously she's too close to focus now, and that doesn't work. And now we have a long shot looking at her and the house in its entirety, kind of poking through some trees, the camera wise.
And before they split up, they find that first dead body. It's like stuck in rigor mortis, and the face is stuck in like a scream.
Yeah.
and it looks exactly like when you find Ford's body upstairs in the mansion.
Yeah.
It has the exact same vibe.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jesus.
I do think that's after they split up. I think she's the only one that finds that body. But everything else, yes.
Like, I was just like, this is insane.
Yeah.
No, they see the body, they split up, and then
No, they split up before they go in the house. She finds the body in the house when she comes in through the back. We never see him entering the house.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, no, we do. He opens the door. He's the one that lets us know they're Michigan police officers. He hears something, and then we cut to her.
Yeah, okay.
Enter from the back, and then she finds the body in what I think is the kitchen.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But, like, it's so good.
And as they're journeying through, she's calling for him. He's not responding. Classic horror movie stuff.
I think what I'm saying is Sam Raimi
Let Sam Raimi direct an RE movie.
Let Sam Raimi direct Resident Evil. Give him a Resident Evil movie, guys.
Yeah.
Stop trying to, make original Resident Evil content. Give him the movie rights to Resident Evil 1, and just let him go.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But she finds him in, the living room area. And they're both just kind of looking around, and then they hear sobbing.
Yeah.
And they're both immediately like, what the fuck? And they're looking around, and the house has, plastic covers over things.
Yeah, all the furniture's covered, yeah.
As if someone was moving, or the place had been abandoned for a while, and they covered it to protect the furnishings and such.
It's always weird to me, because, it's gotta be, a certain level of poshness.
Yeah.
Where you're going to, just be leaving this place empty, but you still care enough about the stuff inside.
Yeah. It means you can own a home you're not using. That's the big thing.
Oh, I was gonna say, I've never met anybody that, has ever done this.
No, think about it. You're so posh, you can own a home that you're not using. That's the level you need to cover things like that most of the time. The only other argument is, hey, I have a long-term job that's taking me somewhere else, and my pay is still going to this. So, I don't know, if you worked in Antarctica for a while.
Or I already own this or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
In which case, I could understand it, maybe. But, no, more often than not is this is just our summer house.
Okay. They called it an abandoned house.
Yeah, it's not. Maybe. But they eventually find a woman who was wearing a sheet, crouched down, sobbing by the windows, and they tell her to stand up and show her hands. Mm-hmm. She doesn't, but she does stand. So, the female officer, Amanda Fisher?
Yes.
Walks up and pulls the sheet off of her, and lo and behold, it's the one we saw in Ash's flashback.
Yep, and she very quickly reveals herself as a Deadite.
Yeah, at first she's like, help me, blah, 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 blah. They get a bit closer. And then she's immediately like, Deadite.
Yeah, so Carson's got a gun, and Carson's got a shotgun.
They both have guns.
Fisher has a pistol. Carson immediately gets knocked to the side, and so does Fisher.
Yes.
Fisher's gun goes scattering. Carson hits a wall, so he's out of commission for a minute.
Yeah. And the Deadite looks at Fisher and is like, we know you, and then slashes at her with a knife and catches her shoulder.
Yeah.
But she manages to kind of knock her back, and then Fisher shoots her, basically just unloads her standard issue clip.
She manages to grab her pistol and, empties the pistol. We get to the point where we hear click, click, click.
Yeah, center mass area, and there's this brief moment that's great. It's ever so slightly in the edit. You see light going through the holes, and then we have Carson pop up from behind and just shotgun blast the head.
Yeah, but he only, gets half the head.
Mm-hmm. We are missing an eye and part of the nose.
And the Deadite drops.
Mm-hmm. And they're like, okay. Wild, and Carson creeps up a bit closer with his gun still aimed at it when the Deadite explodes from the floor and sends him flying backwards into a mounted deer.
Yeah, not just backwards, up and backwards so that he lands on a mounted deer.
Yeah.
The antlers piercing through his stomach and chest, pretty much instantly killing him.
Yeah, the way you kill vampires in the opening of Lost Boys 2.
Or the end of Lost Boys 1.
Yep, you got options.
Yeah, it's how they kill the big bad vampire.
Yeah, and it's how they kill the lady vampire who turns the main character in the tribe.
Yeah, never mind. That's not how they kill the big bad vampire.
They do that with a giant stake.
They do that with the truck full of wood posts.
Yeah. That's how they kill Mark. Not Mark. Mark's the older brother. The one who is obsessed with Mark, the Sutherland.
Yeah, Kiefer Sutherland.
Kiefer, that's the one.
Yeah.
That's how they kill Kiefer Sutherland, yeah.
Yeah, with the taxidermy animal heads with horns.
Missed opportunity for Mark, with his somewhat neophyte vampire strength, to break the chandelier that is just antlers and swing it around like a mace of stakes. Just saying.
I don't think, is his name Mark?
I might be wrong. I think I'm wrong.
David is the name.
It's David, yeah. There's a Mark somewhere in the movie. There's enough people I can be right.
Mark is Kiefer Sutherland's, number 2 in the vampire game.
That might be it. Yeah. Marco,
yeah. Marco.
My bad. I should know this. I watched the movie not too long ago, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Most of those people's names do not click in my head.
Lost Boys is worth watching because of the style, not because of the plot.
Yeah.
Lost Boys is a movie that is pure style. If Lost Boys came out today, people would describe it as vapid and meaningless. And they would not be wrong.
No.
They'd be fully underselling how stylish it is.
Fair. The only person's name I really remember is Edgar Frog. And that's just because he appears in more of the movies.
You don't remember his brother's name?
No. It's something Frog.
It's Alan Frog.
Okay.
Because
they're Edgar Allan Poe motif. That's right. The other name is a reference to Edgar Allan Poe. You're right.
I don't know how you forgot that.
Because it's dumb. And his brother's not a main character in the other movies. He's just a motivating force for Edgar.
They're both main characters in Lost Boys 3.
I thought Alan died at in the end of Lost Boys 2.
No, because Lost Boys 3 is one of the brothers is a vampire and the other one has to go kill him.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, Edgar has to go kill Alan.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Don't watch Lost Boys 3. It's terrible.
It's not good.
Probably don't watch Lost Boys 2 either. It's not very good.
Mm-mm.
Lost Boys 1 is the movie.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Back to this Deadite with half their brain blown off and a dead Carson.
So, the nearly headless Deadite starts stalking towards Agent Fisher, and she pulls a gun out from her ankle holster, and it's just one of those, like, lady killers.
Yeah.
It's got, like, 4 shots. Incredibly high caliber, though, apparently, because we get this sick-ass...
This thing fires like it's a fucking Desert Eagle.
Yeah, it does. You get this sick-ass, like, shot, and it's framed so well. Mm-hmm. Where she pulls the gun, is laid on the ground, angles it up, and like managed to shoot the rest of the Deadite's head off.
Look, have any of you ever seen Scanners?
It is very similar to that. Like, the blood blows out across the wall, which is not actually a wall, it's a bunch of windows.
Yeah.
And then
windows that had, when it started menacing her specifically, had just all the shutters had slammed shut, and...
and then all the shutters across the house start slamming shut after she blows up this Deadite's brains, and the room gets very dark very quickly. Mm-hmm. And she gets up. Yeah. She hears something skidding around. She starts looking around. Carson's body. You got me.
Yeah, I did.
You got me.
His name's John Carson. I think he might be referenced to both John Daly and The Carson Show. I don't know. 2 late-night talk show hosts. John Carson.
The important thing is he's very dead, and now he's very Deadite and crawling across the ceiling.
So she's got to shoot and kill her partner.
And at one point...
Re-kill her partner.
At one point, he stops appearing like a Deadite. He goes back to looking like a human. He's like,
I need you.
I need you.
Help me.
I need you to help me. I need you to die.
Yeah.
And goes to start strangling her, and then
because obviously she drops her gun when he returns to her, and he's like, I need you.
She's like, you need me?
Yeah, and then Deadites really love the classic horror movie thing of, I know I could just kill you because I've made you drop your guard, but man, do I love fear and menacing things. So, obviously, I gotta get in, I need you to die line here. Nothing bad will happen to me.
Deadites are great because whoever the writer of Evil Dead is, or Army of Darkness, or this entire franchise, each individual thing, they all understand that, horror movies are better when the, villain or, the monster gets to, get a bit of, get a bit of action in there.
Yeah, not fucking full-on Freddy, but more than just Jason stalking through the woods.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You need a little bit of that. And so Deadites are amazing as just a movie device or a TV show device in this case.
Yes.
Because they create these moments where then just instantly turn into a jump scare.
Yeah.
Which really quickly desensitize yourself to Deadite jump scares.
Yeah, you do.
But still amazing moments.
It's a fun bit.
Yeah.
But we leave that scene after she successfully kills her partner the second time.
Yeah.
To return to Ash, who is now showing up at his job. He works at a different store, but it's the same store.
Yeah, it was S-Mart, which I love the name of S-Mart.
Yeah, with reference to Kmart.
Well,
but also Smart.
It's now called Value Stop.
Yeah, because S-Mart was an Army of Darkness thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's a different store than he's canonically worked at in the past, but it is, for all intents and purposes in the movie and the show, the place he's always worked.
Yeah, he's been working there for 30 years.
Yep, and that's why his boss, who hates him, can't fire him in this scene. When he's like, hey, can I just, get my paycheck and go?
He's like, yeah, I need to go early, my lizard's sick.
No, he says, my dear friend Eli is sick. His manager goes, are you really trying to get out of work again by using your pet lizard? And Ash is like, yeah, I am.
And then his boss,
Mr. Roper.
Yeah, Mr. Roper's like, just because you've worked here for 30 years and you have seniority doesn't mean I can't fire you. And then he's like,
well, it does, but I'm not going to do anything to help you.
And also,
if you want your paycheck, you have to work to the end of the day.
Yeah, you get your paycheck at the end of the day just like everybody else. That's policy.
Yep.
And then he's like, take this box of light bulbs to the back. Don't break them.
And so Ash hoists the box up over his shoulder, but someone has already opened the box, so all the light bulbs fall out.
I've been there.
Mm-hmm. And shatter on the floor. So Ash being Ash, it's just like, fuck it, and starts to shove them underneath the skids.
You know what the most unrealistic part of this entire scene is? When the box house starts spilling light bulbs and Ash doesn't immediately start cussing out all of his coworkers that could have possibly opened this box before him.
But see, Ash doesn't give a fuck.
That's fair. Ash's entire character
He just goes, okay, that's what happened.
Ash's entire character, at least in reference to...
everyday life?
I was going to say S-Smart, but that's not right.
Value stop.
In essence, in reference to value stop is, I'm too cool for this shit.
Yeah. I have a job because it allows me to buy booze and own a trailer. So he starts shoving underneath the skid when a coworker of his shows up with a broom. And Dustpan is like, hey, let me get this. And this is Pablo. Apparently Ash's like coworker friend.
Yeah.
And by friend, I mean, Pablo's like, Ash is the fucking coolest, man. And Ash being Ash is like, yes, a lackey.
Pablo's like, Ash is the fucking coolest, man. And Ash is like, yes, I am the fucking coolest, man. And Pablo's like talking to Ash, and Ash is like, "Yeah, actually, I'm on the dip. I have to like skip town. Some stuff has come up." And Pablo's like, "Well, that sucks, man. I just got my neighbor a job here, and like that's one extra person looking out for you.
You know, when you
take a nap
back in the stockroom,
or late,
or don't even show up at all, man."
And Ash is like, yeah, I do like friends. And Pablo's like, yeah.
Well, where's because he's like, I'll just introduce myself at the very least.
Yeah, and then Pablo's like, that's her.
Yep.
And it turns out it's this really attractive lady, and Ash is like, that's your neighbor? She's both filthy and fine. And Pablo's like, yeah,
I try not to think of her like that. I was like, that seems hard. And Pablo's like,
she haunts my dreams. I'm joking,
but I'm not.
But I'm not really.
Yeah. So Ash walks up to her where she's working at the cash register and is like, it's a shame.
Yeah.
Well, we have this will never happen. I gotta leave. And she's like, I just met you. And he's like,
it's okay. You could have never had me.
She's like, no, I wouldn't want you. And he's like, no, you would have thought about it at some point. And he goes to stroke her face with his wooden hand, and she grabs it and puts him in a like partial armbar over the checkout counter, and is like, touch me again, and you'll need another wooden hand.
I need another wooden? And then he's like, well, I need another wooden hand to replace my wooden hand,
or my real hand. And she's like, real hand.
I like that his like thought process was like, are you saying you're gonna break my wooden hand or take my wooden hand? Like, why do you want my wooden hand?
Yeah, and he's like, all right, okay. He kind of just walked it off and
goes to take the light bulbs that are mostly broken.
Mm-hmm. But they have been put back in the box, back to the back. So he carries it on into the back room, sets it down, hears something. Yeah, it's kind of dark.
Well, he hasn't set it down yet. He hears some skittering.
Yeah.
Goes to set the box down. His boss yells for him
to bring the light bulbs back.
And then all the lights go out in the back area, stock area. And Asher's looking around, and there's these dolls that are like...
I believe he sighs, because he's like, I know what this is.
Yeah, and there's these dolls that are for some reason like stocked, like they're on display, even though it's the back rooms.
They might have been doing like a... what's the word I want? I know what it's called.
An end cap display.
They might have been setting up an end cap that they were just gonna cart out.
But he's looking at the dolls, and one of them makes a slight movement. I think it blinks.
Yeah.
And he turns back to it, and then the doll goes, "We hate you, Ash."
And then suddenly has a box cutter that it grabs.
It doesn't suddenly have a box cutter first. It runs, jumps at him.
Oh, yes.
He knocks it away, and then it grabs his box cutter that he dropped.
Yes, that's what happened.
Fully extends the blade out. It goes, "We're going to kill you."
Yeah.
It starts running at him with the box cutter, and Ash is freaking out.
Yeah.
And then Pablo shows up with a shovel and smashes it to death, and blood goes everywhere.
And he's like, what the fuck was that? And Ash is like...
That's why I gotta leave.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Ash's fear of the tiny evil possessed thing, fair. One of the things that caused him the most struggle in the movies was also small. It was his own fucking hand.
Yeah, that's true.
And the tiny versions of himself.
Is that not Army of Darkness, though?
No, I believe that's Evil Dead 2 where the tiny hymns first appear. Might be the first one.
Okay, I don't remember. It's been so long since I watched it.
Yeah, they kind of just torment him for a bit and they're annoying as fuck. But they might reappear in Army of Darkness, but I believe they originally appear in Evil Dead.
Okay. Well, Evil Dead 2. It wouldn't be Evil Dead 1.
Evil Dead or Evil Dead 2. I think it's 2, but I could be wrong, is what I'm saying.
Evil Dead 1 takes place just in the cabin in the woods. They never go into the world where the Deadites are from.
Yeah.
Or time travel,
I'm pretty sure this scene happens in the cabin, but I could be wrong.
Okay, yeah. He talks to Pablo. He's like, "Do you believe in evil?" And Pablo's like, "Yeah, my uncle was a sorcerer.
Yeah.
They called him El Bruja, which is
El Brujo.
El Brujo, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Male version.
Yeah. It's a type of vampire in Vampire the Masquerade. They're known for being anarcho-punks and outside of most of vampire community.
Mm-hmm.
The Bruja clan is mostly anarchs, but there are some in the Camarilla, and there are some in the Sabbat. They're not really like full-on allegiance to any of the factions.
Yeah, and it's weird that like having a name that's so close to the Latin word for witch, they're not the spellcasty ones.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely never throws me off.
Yeah. It's also really weird that like the vampire WWE wrestler Gangrel is definitely a Bruja, like character design.
Wild.
But no, he talks about his uncle El Bruja.
And a prophecy his uncle told him about El Jefe.
The one man who could stand up to the evil in the darkness that follows you in your shadow, and that man would be called El Jefe, which just means the boss.
And he's like, and Ash is like, yeah, I've had this stuff before. They're kind of just talking about it. And Pablo's like, oh, so you're El Jefe, you're the boss. And Ash is like, you got the wrong El Jefe, chief.
Honestly, he should have been like, you need to go check the record aisle. The boss has several albums. His name is Bruce Springsteen.
That would still be a good Ash line, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not the boss. You're looking for Bruce Springsteen, kid. 100% would have been a beautiful Ash line. But while this is happening, while they're in the back,
yes,
Kelly, Pablo's neighbor, new coworker,
and friend, and she haunts him.
Yeah. Also, part of the reason why she grabbed Ash's arm and twisted it was because he's like, you need to let your mother know.
Oh yeah, she's like
that you inherited all the right stuff from her.
Yeah, and she's like, my mother died 6 months ago. I was like, you should lead with that.
You should lead with that next time. Don't make a guy feel like an asshole about it.
Yeah.
Like,
But she comes to Pablo that she was just on a video call with her dad, and
we see the video call.
Yeah, we do.
Well, Pablo's in back with Ash. We see her have on a video call with her dad, and her dad's like, "She's here. She's come for me." And then he drops the phone, and like we see the phone lands in such a way where we can see the door open to the house, and there's a silhouette of a woman, and Kelly gasps, and the video cuts out, and she's like, she runs up to Pablo and Ash. She's like, "My mom, she's back at my house, but she died 6 months ago."
Yeah, so I forget where in here, but we end up back at Mossy Haven.
So Pablo thinks that Kelly's mom returning could be one of these evil things. Yeah. And he's like, so Ash just leaves because he's skipping town.
Yes.
So he goes back to his trailer to like start packing up and like getting ready to go.
Yeah. Ash doesn't learn about Kelly's mom here.
Yeah.
It's just Pablo. Ash left before this.
Yep.
And so Pablo takes Kelly to Ash's place.
Well, Ash talks to his neighbor, gets her to like agree to like watch his trailer for him. He's going to take this book.
No, he got her to agree to that before he even went to work.
Oh yeah, okay.
He got her to agree to like clean up stuff and get his trailer ready. And he then starts adding on a bunch of shit. Initially, he's like, it'll be easy. And then he's like, make sure to oil the trailer hitch, empty the gray water.
Yeah.
Really make sure it's clean, get the clogs out, all that stuff.
But like, no heavy lifting.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that is all before he goes to work. So he's back, and he's kind of rushing about his trailer a bit, getting some things packed / organized, when Pablo and Kelly show up.
Mm-hmm.
And Pablo's like, they just explain the situation to him, and he's like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to go get this book looked at to see if this guy can translate it so we can just find a spell to stop this all.
Well, there's two pretty fun parts here.
Yeah.
One, Ash calls the book dealer, like calls the bookstore that he has a card for. He's like, yeah, so I came in
about 30 years ago.
And the guy's like, we can't hear the other side of the phone conversation, but he's obviously like, how the fuck do you expect me to remember you from 30 years ago?
Like, book, bound in human flesh, written in blood. And he seems to get affirmative about it. He's like, okay, yeah, I'll be there, blah, 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 sometime in the afternoon.
Yeah. And then Pablo and Kelly show up, and Pablo's like, Kelly's like, where are we? And Pablo's like, this is my friend's place. I think he can help. I think he might be the only one that can help.
Yeah.
And they enter the trailer, and Kelly goes, this fucking guy?
Yeah.
This guy? And then Pablo is like, so they're in the trailer, they're having this conversation.
Kelly's not buying into any of the magic shit.
Yeah, Ash is like, look, if her mother did come back from the dead, she's a Deadite. Her dad is dead. There's no point in going after it.
Yeah.
It's a waste of time. I gotta go get this book translated because I can't just like save one daddy. I'm out here trying to save all the daddies and the mommies.
Kelly at a point is by like the back window of the trailer. She's still not entirely convinced when a Deadite arm smashes through, which we can tell because it's grayish and we can see veins.
So she's backed up against the trailer wall because like suddenly like there was like thumping and like loud noises across the ceiling, and then an arm busts through the window and grabs her by the throat
and starts to strangle her, and she's freaking out. Pablo's freaking out.
Pablo grabs the arm and is trying to get this guy off of Kelly.
But Ash just grabs an axe and throws it into the arm and cuts its arm off.
Well, Ash initially freezes up.
Yeah.
And Pablo's like, you gotta be El Jefe. You gotta be the hero. And then Ash grabs a fire axe, like a wood axe.
From somewhere. It's a fire axe. It's the traditional red and white and has the back part cut out. And it's long enough to be a fire axe. It's like traditional, you picture a fire axe.
And then throws it like a hatchet or like a tomahawk and just entirely cuts this dude's arm off.
Yep. And Kelly's like, what the fuck? And Ash is like, oh, they're here. Steps on a button just on the floor of his trailer, and his boomstick, a sawed-off shotgun, shoots up out of the floorboards.
Is it a sawed-off here? I think it's just a regular shotgun.
I think it might just be a regular shotgun here.
Yeah.
Catches it, and he grabs a... or was he already wearing the fucking holster for it?
He had to already be wearing the holster.
Yeah. But he's like, okay, well, this will be fun, basically. And then...
we get a scene where a couple different Deadites bust through. There's a fight scene. I
was trying to remember the order in which they showed up, but the only one I cared about was the last one. I just remembered was the last one.
Yeah, he shotguns one to death.
Yep.
And then he gets, like, smacked and knocked out, essentially, for a moment. Mm-hmm. And it's the old lady Deadite who was his neighbor. She's...
well, they resolve everything first with the other Deadites. Ash does that part pretty easily. Mm-hmm. And Pablo's like, you're fucking great at this. And Kelly's like, what the fuck is going on? How did you know how to do this? And he's like, look, I'm just like that.
It's not my first go-around.
Yeah. So he then opens a curtain. We see behind the curtain a shadowed of
a chainsaw. Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. He opens the curtain, and his neighbor, the one he has to do all the stuff, is in there, and she's a Deadite, and she immediately attacks him.
Yep, and she's the one that essentially knocks him out.
And knocks the gun away.
And then she stabs Pablo with a knife through the shoulder into the wall of the trailer so he can't, like, actually move. And then she turns her attention to Kelly, who she pins against the cabinet after Kelly does a really good job of fighting back. Like, Kelly can fight, Pablo cannot.
But Deadites, only way to really beat them is to remove their head.
And also, they're stronger than humans. Mm-hmm. So she has Kelly pinned down and is, like, trying to put her fingers through Kelly's eyes.
Mm-hmm. And Pablo's like, Hefe, you gotta do something. Hefe, wake up.
And the chainsaw has been knocked all the way over to Pablo's feet, essentially.
Ash did not have a chance to put it on. Because basically, Ash went to go get it, and the Deadite was like, we remember that thing. That thing was bad. Do not let him get chainsaw.
But,
Pablo ends up throwing the chainsaw.
Well, Ash starts to wake up.
Yeah.
Pablo kicks the chainsaw, and Ash dives with it, dives through the air. It lands on his hand, mounts it.
He gives it a quick twist to lock it into place, and now he's got chainsaw arm.
And then he fights his neighbor lady, and she goes to dive at him, and he cuts her in half.
Yep. So now Kelly's like, okay, this shit's real. What if my mom's one of those things? And he's like, that's when he has I'm not just trying to save one daddy, I'm trying to save everyone's daddies, and the mommies, and the little girls. So Kelly's somewhat trying to convince him, and so is Pablo, and Ash just kind of walks out, and he's like, he doesn't walk out, he's like, grabs a roll of duct tape, and he's like, look, I gotta get a book translated and get out of here, but before that, I gotta tape up some bullet holes. So he goes to tape those up. Kelly basically turns to Pablo and is like, fuck this, I'm gonna go check on my dad. And she takes off.
I actually think episode 1's ended now, like before this.
Yeah?
I think episode 1 ends. Yeah, episode 1 ends after the Deadite fight.
Oh, okay.
In the trailer.
Fair enough.
This is where, like, so that's the end of episode 1. Episode 2 starts with Ash explaining the Deadites, doing the daddy mommy bit. End of episode 1, and, like, it does flow really well.
Yeah, which, by the way, I'm surprised at you. We never had the name for episode 1, Josh.
I forget what episode 1's entitled.
Come on.
El Jefe?
El Jefe.
Yeah, episode 1 is El Jefe. That's my fault. Sorry. I'll go ahead and get episode 2 out of the way now.
No.
Okay, fine.
After all that, what are your thoughts on episode 1, Josh?
Honestly, this might just be a show where we should just not do episode 1 thoughts and just go straight into episode 2. It flows so well.
Yeah, fair enough. We both missed the fact that we changed episodes. So yeah, sure.
It feels like...
I'm fine with that.
It feels like this should have been a 2-episode premiere. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It was 2 different weeks. Mm-hmm. But this feels like one of those things that should have been a 2-episode premiere and, like, limited commercial breaks.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm fine with just going into episode 2.
I assume they had limited commercial breaks. It was on Stars. Stars already has a limited commercial run with their setup.
I thought Ash vs. Evil Dead was on Sci-Fi.
Nope. No? It's a Stars show from what I knew.
I know it's on Stars now, but...
I could have sworn it started on Stars.
I have no idea. Wild. I didn't have any streaming except Netflix when this came out, so I was living on Netflix and YouTube.
But either way, episode 2, Bait.
Yeah, episode 2 is entitled Bait, and it picks up exactly where we were talking about with the... I can't just save one daddy. I'm out here looking to save all the daddies and mommies and kids.
So he goes to hip his stuff up. While he's doing that, Kelly takes off, and Pablo's outside and watching her take off.
Ash goes outside because he's hooking his trailer up to his car, and he's like ratcheting the gas tanks and stuff so it's not just loose and flopping around.
Ratcheting the propane tank, and putting the winch down, making sure it's bolted, and
there we see a Deadite like watching Ash. It's
Mr. Roper.
It's Mr. Roper, and like it's looking like it's trying to like find a spot to ambush him, but then when it's about to attack him, a motorcycle comes roaring by. We know Pablo showed up early on a motorcycle, and then Pablo comes out of the trailer. He's like, I told her not to go, but like she wouldn't listen.
Well, I actually think Ash is like, it looks like your lady friend left and took your bike.
Yeah, and Pablo's like, I tried telling her not to go, but she wouldn't listen. And Ash goes, I know it's not politically correct. Women are just like that.
Yeah. And then Pablo's like, yeah, we have to help her. And Ash's like, look, man, I gotta get the book translated.
And then Pablo's like,
about that.
Excuse me, Mr. El Jefe, but
she took the book with her. She thought it might help. And she's like, God. All right, get in the car.
Well, Ash is like, fuck, what are we gonna do now? And
yeah.
Pablo's like, I know where her parents live.
Yeah,
I can take you there. And he's like, in the car now, let's go.
Yeah. So they get in the car and they take off driving. They're driving for a little bit, and Pablo's like, you're kind of a fucking badass. And Ash is like, yep.
And Pablo's like, how do you fight so well? Like, do you have any tips? And Ash is like, look, you're not going to know what to do until you get hit in the jaw.
Fuck, I can't really get into a fight until I get hit in the face. And Pablo's then like, it looks like you might have taken one too many hits anyways.
And Ash is like, what are you talking about? I'm immaculate.
This muggy's great.
And Pablo's like, okay, I got you. I'll know what to do when I get hit. Yeah. Okay.
And then Mr. Roper pops up from the backseat to start attacking Ash.
And they're
telling about how he's gonna kill them both.
And like Ash is driving, so like it's a bunch of swerving through traffic. Yep. While Pablo is trying to like control the steering wheel. And at one point he goes, hey, Pablo goes, hey, Mr. Roper. And the Deadite turns to look at him and he smacks him with a glass bottle.
So what happens here is Mr. Roper's attacking Ash, and then he grabs the side of the seat and drops Ash's seat all the way back.
Mm-hmm.
So Pablo is trying to keep them on the road,
mm-hmm.
while Mr. Roper's just trying to like stab / strangle / rip apart Ash, who is now laying down in the front seat, partially in the back seat from this. And Ash is asking for help. So Pablo grabs a beer bottle from the floor of Ash's car. Because he has been drinking while driving. We saw him pop a bottle earlier.
The start of the scene is Ash actually emptying a bottle and throwing it on the passenger floorboard.
And there are so many bottles on the floorboard.
So Pablo grabs a bottle and goes, hey, Mr. Roper. And the Deadite turns to him, and Pablo smacks him in the head with the bottle, and it breaks.
And Mr. Roper doesn't give a fuck.
And Mr. Roper grabs Pablo by the head and smashes him into the dashboard.
Yes.
And Pablo comes up and he goes, Ash, I think you were wrong.
I got hit, and I don't know what to do.
Still don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And Ash takes the broken bottle and just starts stabbing Mr. Roper in the neck repeatedly.
Yeah.
And
the Deadite says something like, you can't stop us, we're coming for you. What? The generic Deadite things. And Ash is like, thanks for the heads up. And then shoves Mr. Roper partially out the window, where he is then decapitated by oncoming traffic.
And so they get to Kelly's house, and like they're sitting in the car, and Pablo's like, you were so cool. I thought, I didn't know like if you actually meant thanks for the heads up when you did it, or if you were just saying something cool. Then I realized,
of course you meant it.
It was both. It was obvious. Yeah. And like Ash was like, yeah, I am cool.
Yeah.
Now,
and Ash has cleaned up for the most part. He used what looked like an extra shirt that was just in his car to clean. And Pablo asks if there's anything he can use to wipe off.
He specifically asks, like, there a towel or anything?
And Ash hands him
a wet towelette. Yeah, a towelette.
Mm-hmm.
And Pablo's like,
thanks. So then they get out of the car.
Well, in the car, Ash is like, okay, so this is how it's going to go. We're going to bust in there. We're going to fight through any Deadites we need to get through.
Yeah.
We're going to grab the book, and we're going to get out.
Yeah. Oh, there's a thing we forgot in the first episode.
Oh, what's that?
We briefly see Officer Fisher at a diner.
Oh, yeah.
She's no longer on duty. She's being investigated for murdering her partner by IA.
Yeah.
She thinks she sees a little girl as a Deadite, and then a woman in the booth next to her is like, what's going on? What'd you see? And she's like, nothing. I can't trust my eyes. And the woman's like, sometimes you have to trust them.
Sometimes.
That is better.
That is better.
And then the woman kind of walks off after being like, equivocally being like, I know what you saw. I saw it too, but I'm not actually going to say anything out loud.
I don't understand who this woman was supposed to be or what her reference is in the greater scheme of things. But yeah, and it's important we bring up Fisher because she
comes back this episode.
She's investigating the trailer park murders. Mm-hmm. And I assume she's going to be a running character in the series. Although probably. This is like her last scene in this episode.
She's the very last scene in this episode as well.
Okay, yeah.
But she shows up to Moss's Haven and is asking about what happened, and none of Ash's neighbors like him. He parties, he drinks, he's rude as fuck. And then she gets caught by, I guess, like her chief or someone.
There's a sketch artist, and like he does a sketch, and the neighbors are like, yeah, that looks like him, except he looks stupider in real life.
Yeah.
And then Fisher's like, hey, can I see the sketch? And she's looking at the sketch when her boss comes over and is like,
what the fuck are you doing here? You're on leave. You're not allowed to be here.
She's like, what does it matter? He's like,
you killed another officer.
Yeah, like, you can't be here. And she's like, fine, okay, I'll go.
And as she's leaving, she sees a Deadite's hand pointing at a business card for Books and Beyond, the story that Ash called.
So she found that Books and Beyond card earlier,
yeah,
but she doesn't hand it over. She keeps it for herself.
Yeah.
Then that's the last scene until the end of the episode.
Mm-hmm. And we are back to Kelly's house where Ash and Pablo are knocking on the door after Ash is like, I'm going to go in and just kill mommy.
Well, Ash is going through, like, what to do, and Pablo's like, and what do I do? And Ash goes, stay behind me, and use that bottle of yours if things get rough. And Pablo goes, you had to stab Mr. Roper like 50 times in the neck with this thing and Ash goes, yeah, I was sharpening it for you. Just stay behind me.
Yeah. So they knock on the door.
Kelly... they don't knock on the door.
Yeah, no, they just open.
Ash kicks it in. And he literally kicks the, like, I don't know, the border where, like, the door latches.
Yeah, the frame, the jam.
He kicks the frame out of the door.
Yeah.
And inside, Kelly is sitting in the living room with her parents.
And her parents are like, what the fuck? And Kelly's also like, what the fuck? And then she walks up to him and is like, what are you guys doing? And Pablo's like...
Ash has his shotgun in one hand and his chainsaw arm on.
And Pablo's like, we're here to help in case. And she's like, no, it's my mom. She's back. She was living in a homeless shelter in Ohio for a while because she had amnesia.
The best part of this entire scene is every time Ash gets a moment to interject, he's like, where's my book? I want my book back. I literally don't care about any of this. Just give me my book. And Kelly's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
And they're both still pretty visibly covered in blood, but they end up getting invited to join them for dinner. No, by invited, I mean Ash says, we're joining you for dinner.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't want to stay for dinner.
No.
What happens is they bust in. Kelly's like, oh yeah, these are my friends this is my friend from where I work.
Oh yeah,
and my other coworker. And her mom's like, what happened to you guys? And then Ash is like, on our way here, we hit a deer.
Yeah.
And we were trying to, like, put it down, which is why I have my chainsaw arm on.
And my shotgun.
And it exploded. And her dad's like, I'm a hunter, and I've never seen a deer explode before. And Ash goes, not hunting the right kind of deer, I don't think.
Yeah.
And then Kelly's mom goes,
yeah,
well, I just made dinner if you guys want to stay. And Pablo was like, yes, of course, because I have a crush on this girl, and I want to stay and meet her parents and, like, make a good impression.
And Ash is like, I want my book back. What's this rigmarole? But they end up joining them for dinner, and the entire time Ash is
they go out to the trailer to clean themselves off.
Yes,
because there's a scene out here.
Is there?
Yeah, because they have Ash and Pablo have a conversation where Pablo's like, look,
I think it's actually her, blah 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 blah.
I think it's actually her mother. Like,
yeah,
she doesn't have, like, the white eyes of a Deadite, and Ash is like, yeah, but Deadites can trick you. And in fact, they kind of get off on tricking you. In fact,
I forgot he explains the Deadites to Pablo, so I kind of wrote the scene off as not being important. My bad.
And Ash is kind of like, in fact, I think both her parents are Deadites at this point. Like,
yeah.
And Pablo's like, no, and, like, can you just not embarrass me? I want to make a good impression on these people. And, like, they're both cleaned up. Ash has, like, tucked his shirt in. And he's like, okay, but when I'm right, I gotta tell you I told you so.
Yeah. So he heads in. He still has a shotgun and chainsaw.
Well, he has the shotgun on his back, and apparently he set the chainsaw down
on, like, the kitchen counter or something. Yeah. And they start eating dinner, and Ash is just being rude and, like, poking at everything Kelly's mom is saying, being like, yeah, really? Okay, sure.
So the way the scene is shot, the way the scene is laid out, to everybody else, everything that's going on seems incredibly normal.
Yes.
But, like, Ash keeps seeing signs that in his mind mean she's a Deadite.
Literally at a point she is chewing food and blood is just dripping from her mouth.
Well, it's because it's rare roast beef. But, like, she slaps the roast beef down on his plate, and it looks rotten and, like, pussy and bloody. And, like, we only see that type of stuff when it cuts from his perspective.
Yes.
Otherwise, it all looks normal.
Yeah.
The two signs that, like, she is actually a Deadite, when they first bust into the living room, when her dad is talking about how he hunts deer, and the mom goes to interject and be like, you guys want to stay for dinner? I just finished dinner. A fly flies out of her mouth.
Yeah.
And then at the dinner table, she's like, don't you want to put your shotgun down somewhere? I don't appreciate guns at the table, blah, blah, blah. And, like, while she's talking, another fly flies out of her mouth. And, like, there's a scene in one of the Evil Dead movies, or Army of Darkness, I don't remember which, where, like, a Deadite just spews flies from their mouth, but also, like, flies are, like, buzz around Deadites all the time.
But, yeah, and then she has, like, blood dripping from her mouth at a point.
Yeah, it's from the roast beef.
Well, I don't think so, because when we change perspective, because we cut to Ash looking at Pablo, and then we get Pablo's perspective looking across the table, and there's no mess or anything, she looks perfectly fine. But Ash has been trying to prod her this entire time, and he's eventually fed up, and he's like, come on, I know you want me.
Well, so he goes, like...
just get to it.
He, like, gives her, like, the third degree. He's like, because she's like, I made your favor for you, Kelly. And Ash goes, oh, for somebody who doesn't have any memory of the last 6 months, your memory seems to be coming back pretty fast. She's like, well, you know, pieces of it. And he's like, so what's your plans now? And she's like, what do you mean plans? Like, now that you're back? And she goes, oh, you know, get things back to normal. He goes, what's normal? She goes, work, life, family, you know. He goes, what's work? English. She's like, English teacher. He goes, what grades? She's like, she says, high school. He goes, favorite book, The Old Man and the Sea. He's like, you just have answers for everything, don't you?
No, he's like, oh, so you like fishing? And then her husband comes in and he's like, no, I like fishing. And
he's like, it's not about you, Dad.
Yeah. And then that's where he has the line directed at her. He's like, come on, I know you want me, just get to it. And her husband is like, what the fuck?
And Kelly's like, yeah, I really don't appreciate this real man that you brought to dinner, Pablo.
And her mom goes to something and Ash just punches her in the fucking face.
Just whop. Full on punches her in the face.
And everyone's like, what the fuck? And her husband runs around the table to check on her. Kelly goes to check on her.
When he said, I know you want me, he stood up, and then she stands up, and the dad stands up, and like Kelly stands up and like says something to Pablo. So everybody's standing, and then he just hauls off and punches her in the face.
Yep. And they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
And she's laying on the ground for a while, and he's like just looking at her, and then we see, because she's facing away from the family, the camera is panned us so we can see her face and see everybody else behind her. We see that she's full on Deadite now. Yeah. And then she says something. I don't remember what she says to Ash.
I don't remember.
And then turns around and like Dad's like,
here, let me help you up.
What's wrong? Like, why are you? And he like moves towards her like she's full on Deadite, but he's like, honey? And she grabs a fork, sets it on the table, and then Joker-fies her husband.
Yeah. And so Kelly starts screaming. Ash just looks at Paul and goes, told you so. Grabs his chainsaw from the counter, attaches it to his arm, and pulls out his shotgun.
And then says something like, let's dance.
Yeah.
Goes to shoot Kelly's mom, but she dodges and starts climbing on the ceiling and stuff.
And because it's a shotgun, now he has 2 shots. He misses the first shot. She gets on the wall, and then the ceiling misses the second shot. And as he's going to reload, she knocks the gun away from him.
Yeah. And then like as he like grabs the gun, gets it reloaded, looks around, she's gone. He's like, where'd she go? And Pablo's like, I don't know.
Kelly, did you see? And Kelly's also gone.
Mm-hmm. But Pablo does have a knife in his hand. He's upgraded from his broken beer bottle to like an actual like
stabby weapon.
Stabby like cut it. It's like the knife that she was cutting. Yeah, it's the knife she was carving the roast beef with. Like it's an actual actual knife.
But then we cut to Kelly, who is walking in a darkened part of the house and opens a room.
It's her bedroom, yeah.
It's her bedroom. She's panicking and breathing really heavily. And then we start to hear someone singing, Hush, Little Baby, Don't You Cry, which is a reference to the Evil Dead movies. There's an instance where one of the Deadites is singing it.
Yeah, the Deadite in question is Eminem.
Yes. And so she's like, Mom, what's going on? And her mom looks normal now and she's like, I don't know what happened. I blacked out. And she's like,
Kelly's like, you killed Dad. And she's like, oh, and starts weeping.
Oh no. I think I can fight it. Help me, please. I can fight it. With your help, I can fight it.
And then Ash and Pablo burst in and the Deadite hugs Kelly.
Well, Ash prepares his chainsaw and Kelly's like, wait, no, she's fine. She can fight it. And they hug.
Yeah. And then at some point before that, her mom's like, yeah, I can fight it. And then they hug, like you said. And the Deadite whispers in, it's not a whisper, but like it's a stage whisper. And she's like, I didn't accidentally drive off that bridge 6 months ago, Kelly. I did it on purpose. To get away from you.
And then she throws Kelly across the room into a wall.
And then the fight ensues.
And Ash is swinging his chainsaw. The Deadite's dodging, and his chainsaw gets stuck in the post of a wall.
Yeah, the wall meets into like an inward corner in the room where
it's a built out closet, I would assume.
Yeah, and so his arm hits that and like gets stuck. The chainsaw gets stuck. So the Deadite's like, don't have to worry about you. Turns to go take Pablo and Kelly.
Yeah.
Well, turns to go get Kelly and like is menacing Kelly, and Pablo jumps on her back and stabs her in the head with a knife.
Yep.
And like then just falls off her back. He's like, did it? She's dead. Good job. Because Pablo's still working under the assumption that you can kill Deadites like you can kill people because he's not smart.
And then the Deadite reaches up, grabs the knife.
Yeah, slowly pulls it out of her head.
Weirdly moans as they do it as well.
And turns to stalk towards Pablo. And
he immediately starts yelling, Ash, we need your... Hefe, we need your help. Come on, you gotta do something.
And Ash has been fighting to get his chainsaw unstuck this entire time.
Yeah, he's been trying to rev it up, but it's stuck in wood and it's stalling because the chain doesn't want to move.
But he finally gets it to unstick, and he like grabs the mother. So he turns her around and like jams his chainsaw into her stomach.
Yeah.
And like it's vertical in her stomach and just revs it.
Yep. And she's not reacting. She's kind of just looks sort of amused. And then he pushes her down to her knees.
He pulls it out of her stomach, pushes her down to her knee, and then slowly cuts through her head. Like this this takes way too long to cut through a head with a chainsaw. But I think it's like just because the gore.
I mean, it's not way too long. It's longer than it should for a chainsaw of that era because their safety features weren't as good. But chainsaws aren't particularly great at cutting through flesh. They get caught up in the teeth.
So no, you're right. But I'm talking about like in regards
for horror movie chainsaw and for time and for runtime of a show.
Also because of like how we've seen the chainsaw function already.
Yes, I'm aware.
Like we saw it just like breezily cut through
right
a
through
Deadite.
someone. Yeah, I know.
So. Like, I think this, like, the reason it takes so long is just because, like, they're wanting to emphasize how much gore is being splattered on Pablo and Kelly.
Mm-hmm. And then he holds her head up, and I think his line is, "It's bedtime, mommy," or something like that. Because Ash truly believes he is an action hero, and he loves his one-liners.
Yeah, but also, she had a one-liner earlier, and this is a callback to that.
Yeah.
But then we cut to him planting a cross in a grave outside.
Yeah.
And it's the morning. He's got these 2 crosses planted on these graves, and
Kelly and Pablo are both standing there, and Kelly's very upset, and Ash is like, "Look, I get it that this sucks.
I'm not a grief counselor. I don't have any like professional, but I have gone through this. I've lost loved ones to Deadites before.
I've buried loved ones plenty of times before. It doesn't get easier."
And he like takes a swig out of his flask and hands it to Kelly, and she's like, "Whatever this is, I hate it." And she takes a drink of it, and Paul goes, "Yeah, I hate the Deadites too. Give me some of that."
Yeah.
Like,
and then Ash goes, "You remind me a lot of a young me." And Kelly looks confused. He's like, "You're hot as hell, and the Deadites took everything from you."
Yeah. And then she goes, "They were Jewish, right?"
He's like, I did not. I wish you had told me that before I made the crosses.
Before I made those dumb crosses.
Yeah. And then they all decide to go get the book looked at.
Yep.
After Pablo admitted in the scene before he joined Kelly in her bedroom that Kelly didn't take the book, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's somewhere around there. He's like, "Look, I actually took the book. I just wanted you to come help Kelly." And
it's actually in that trailer. It's actually in the scene when they're getting ready for dinner that you totally skipped. That's the most important part of that scene that I just forgot about it.
I could have sworn it happened later.
No, because they get mad and Pablo's like, "So I guess you just want to leave then?" And he goes, "No, we're here, and Mom's definitely a Deadite." And that's how they get into the conversation with the Deadites. Yeah.
So then they get in the car, they're like, "And we're going to go check out the bookstore." And then we cut to the bookstore. It's not them. It is instead Officer Fisher on leave. Suspended Officer Fisher.
Yes.
Looking at the store. And that's the end of the scene.
And that's the end of episode 2. Okay, so we didn't do our mid-episode, our break between episode 1 and 2. But after the first 2 episodes of Ash vs. Evil Dead, would you watch the remaining 3 seasons total of Evil Dead?
I would. I don't know how we have 3 seasons, and I'm intrigued by it. Not because, I think it's going to resolve everything and it's going to need it.
So,
I don't think it's one of those things where it's going to resolve itself too soon like some shows do.
Yeah.
And even if it does, it's so easy to kick up the Evil Dead again.
So can I tell you something really cool about this show? You brought up the show as a show we should watch.
Yeah.
And I had actually just saw a video from a podcast that I listen to called Deep Cuts.
Yeah.
Alex Falcone, one of the hosts, does explainer videos and stuff. And he was explaining how Sam Raimi has lost and regained the rights to Evil Dead stuff multiple times.
Yeah.
After season 1, before season 2, Raimi regained the rights to
Army of Darkness?
Army of Darkness.
So that we include that stuff afterwards?
So after season 1, they can start referencing Army of Darkness.
Dope. Ooh.
Yeah.
So I could easily see them resolving what's happening in season 1 right now. And then kick up season 2 with the evil actually invading like it did in the world in Army of Darkness.
Yeah. So I don't know what the plot is, but
no idea.
It makes me really excited. And part of the reason why Alex was talking about it on his TikTok was because he was talking about how they've shot the some of the scenes from the first Evil Dead movie 4 different times. They shot when they made Evil Dead 2, they didn't have the rights to The Evil Dead, and I think that's why it's not The Evil Dead 2.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So they had to reshoot some of the scenes from Evil Dead to reference them in Evil Dead 2. And then same thing happened with Army of Darkness. When Army of Darkness came out, they didn't have any of the rights to Evil Deads, so they had to reshoot those scenes. And then they had to reshoot scenes for this show, even though they didn't have rights to Evil Dead 2 or Army of Darkness. So in order to reference those, they had to reshoot those scenes again.
Fucking great.
Yeah.
But I would definitely watch more after watching these 2 episodes. Bruce Campbell is a great actor.
Fucking national treasure.
He's a delight. I love him. People still have a weird cult obsession with Brendan Fraser.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how Bruce Campbell doesn't have basically that same audience.
Yeah, Bruce Campbell is, everything I've seen about the man, IRL, he is incredibly wholesome and likable, and, he hasn't let any of his success go to his head, and, sure, his success isn't, Tom Cruise levels of success. Yeah. He's a B movie star,
But he's made a living off of it, and he's been in multiple popular things that people do know.
Mm-hmm. And
I don't know.
Yeah, I love Bruce Campbell, and I will pretty much give anything he's in a chance.
Sam.
Including Ash vs. Evil Dead. So I would definitely watch more of it myself. This show is fun, and I enjoyed it, and I would probably watch more. Again, those 2 episodes felt like a movie.
Like, yeah, they really did.
We said this about Alien Earth as well. Like, the episodes streamed together in such a way that, like, the plot was cohesive enough.
Yes.
And, like, it didn't feel like a TV show. Ash vs. Evil Dead has the same thing going for it.
And they both have good effects. Alien Earth's effects were much more CGI modern doings of things, and it looked very, very good. Ash vs. Evil Dead definitely has some CGI in there, but a lot of it also seems to be practical effects. Still well done.
But also, there's some obvious less than stellar CG effects.
But you can tell that they're done in service to camp almost. With the way some of the practical effects still feel a bit dated, like the way the Deadites look still feel a bit dated because they look like the Evil Dead / Evil Dead 2 Deadites, but touched up a bit more to look a bit better on camera now because we have higher fidelity cameras. But it still looks good. It's just arguably the overall design of Deadites, just because it's so old now, is kind of camp. But we keep it and they run with it.
Look, Evil Dead is an amazing franchise. It's so much fun.
It really is.
And I think Evil Dead is at its peak when it's Bruce Campbell being a smarmy action hero kind of guy in a series where he's definitely not an action hero.
No, it's Ash fucking Williams being the big damn action hero in a horror franchise where no one wants him to be the action hero.
Except for Pablo, apparently.
Yes.
But yeah, no, watch more. I'd watch more. You should watch more. Everybody should watch Ash vs. Evil Dead.
My big lingering question as of the end of episode 2 is Eli okay? I haven't seen him since the fight with the Deadites in the trailer, and I'm worried that his terrarium got broken.
So we do see him as they pull out from the trailer park.
Oh, do we?
And then we also see him in the scene where Pablo admits that he stole the Necronomicon Ex-Mortis.
I just never clocked if the lizard was there.
Eli's good to go.
I saw his terrarium.
He's still vibing.
When they clocked down, but I didn't see Eli.
Nope, Eli's still vibing.
Pog. Okay.
He's along for the journey right now.
I can't wait until Deadite possesses the lizard.
I was going to say, it's definitely coming.
Yeah.
It's definitely coming.
It's going to happen. It has to happen.
But yeah, so if you want to contact us, tell us your favorite horror movie, TV show spinoffs. Mine is probably the Scream TV show right now, but Ash vs. Evil Dead's making a solid case.
Fair.
Yeah, you can do that a myriad of ways. We're on Blue Sky at Copilots Review. We're on Gmail at...
I didn't let me say what my favorite horror movie spinoff was.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. You're right.
It's Scooby-Doo, that spinoff of Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island.
That wasn't worth. That wasn't worth. If you want to contact us, we're on Blue Sky at Copilots Review.
You can find email us at copilotsreview@gmail.com.
And you can find links to both of those on our website at copilotsreview.simplecast.com, which also has links to our Discord, YouTube, Patreon. And just a reminder, our YouTube is fully up to date. Episodes release same day now on YouTube and on podcast feeds. So if you would rather listen to this on YouTube, it's there.
Yep.
If not, wherever where you can find podcasts.
Yep. So, and until then, thanks for flying, and please fly again soon.